Yeah, what's going on, everybody? It's Super Dave back at it again with another episode of the PA Political Revolution podcast, where our main objective is to provide information not found in other media sources, so to give you, the citizens, a good heads up on what's really going on in politics and not any of this watered down propaganda. There are a lot of other media companies, other media entities, whether if it's bloggers or actual, TV, paper media, wherever they're concerned, we want to give you the real identity of what's going on. We don't want to give you the propaganda. We don't want to give you the cherry picked information. We want to give it to you, give you the real on everything that's going on right now within city government. Now, basically, what we have today, right? Let me lay the foundation of what we're going to be talking about today. Today, we're going to have a contract, right? A contract between the city of Port Arthur and Dr. Thigpen, right? Dr. Thigpen, as you may know, who is a former HR director, right? Former HR director of the city. And who's also a member of a Kappa Alpha Psi, whatever the fraternity name is, right? And he has several other members is also a part of his frat that's on the council member, right? And a lot of questions are being coming up, right? Why do you need a third party facilitator, right, to do staff evaluations, especially when this is done in the past, right? So people are asking the question, hey, is this needed or is this just payola for a frat brother? Now, we're gonna go ahead and, pull out the council meeting, kind of let you decide, and kind of let's go ahead and do a reaction video to this and kind of see what's going on and kind of, let you make up your mind on what you believe it may be. If it's some kind of fish or you really think this crap is kind of needed. So let's go ahead and start the video.
Authorizing the execution of an agreement for independent professional services with Dr. Albert T. Thigpen as it pertains to serving as a third-party facilitator pursuant to Section 78-103, subsection B of the Code of Ordinances. Funding available in account number 001-001-003-5420-00-10-00. May I get a motion for acceptance of Mayor Pro Tem?
Motion, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, may I get a second, Councilwoman Moses?
Second, Mayor.
Okay, it's been moved and second that we would accept PO number 22315 as presented or ready for question.
Do we have the...
okay. Not if you like.
That's okay. Do we have, City Attorney, you said we need to fill in the blanks as a council? Those, 'cause
Yes,
I saw that it was blank when we
Yes.
looked at all those things. So what do we need to do openly?
You need to determine where the blanks are, the term, the amount of the contract, and the hourly rate. So what time frame you need, what is the not to exceed amount, and what's the hourly rate.
Okay, and that amount is not to exceed a certain amount or the hourly
You have to
wage.
determine what your not to exceed amount is.
Okay.
I would...
So basically what's going on right here is that normally whenever someone has a contract with the city of Port Arthur, the city attorney or the city manager, somebody's going to draft up something that they've talked about, right? Something, some type of money they've talked about, or they've kind of, negotiated, and it comes up to council. It comes up to council, and, on the agenda, everybody's going to see what it is, right? Everybody's going to see, Thigpen going to do this job, by how much of this money, and what's going on, like, for the money for how many days, 30 days, if it's up to $5,000, if it's up to $125 an hour, all of that would normally be on the agenda. So the citizens can kind of look at the agenda, kind of understand what's going on and what's going to be talked about on council. But for right here, they kind of wanting to kind of hide all this stuff, and they wanted to make a decision on the council. So when it came up to him, all of that was blank.
Go ahead.
Suggest that we an amount not to exceed $5,000.
Are we in the discussion part of this, or
Yes,
I mean,
the
because
question.
This is for
okay.
y'all to
All right,
discuss.
'cause-
Yeah. So we're still
And
in
the
the
time
blank.
frame.
You got to go ahead, Councilman Kinlaw.
Okay, when I thought that we gave directions to the city attorney to get with Dr. Thigpen, I thought you were going to bring back something, generic, so we can kind of negotiate. And we have him here today, so I would imagine that was his reason for being here today, to kind of see where we wanted to go with this contract, along with the hourly rate, the duration, or anything else he needed. So, okay, I'm missing something. So when will we start saying filling in blank?
It would be a council determination of what you want the hourly rate
But-
and the services. I provided something at the last meeting, and it was tabled, and I believe my instruction was to let council make that decision. But you can determine what the hourly rate was. I had something written last time, and I think this council decided that they wanted to determine it. So this would be the time for you all to deliberate and take that
Mr. Mayor.
And
decision.
we have to do it in open session.
No, I understand that. I'm not talking about open session. I'm talking about we gave directions to the city attorney to speak with Dr. Thigpen on finding out something that we can bring back to the council. So
And
is
that
the
I
reason,
did. And
is
that
he
I
here
did.
today to speak on behalf of himself or what he wants to talk with the council about?
Yes,
Or where do we go? Because
This is an agreement between the council and Dr. Thigpen. At the last meeting, I did provide something, and I believe council was dissatisfied with that.
So why are we going back with 5,000 if we were dissatisfied with it?
I don't have a proposal. It
Oh,
will be up for you all to discuss among yourselves.
You suggested,
Yeah, well, that's what you said last time.
Well, last time I did provide a resolution, and I had some amounts. I had a term, and I had an hourly rate, and I was instructed to put a blank line, and you all would decide.
And
okay.
basically-
Councilman Frank?
So basically, what's going on right here, right? Dr. Kinlaw brought up a good point. All of this was supposed to be hashed out, right? All this was supposed to be hashed out to where that they were supposed to be satisfied. If I'm not mistaken, $3,000 was the limit, and Thigpen would go over, $100 an hour. All of this is supposed to be hashed out and have some type of agreement already done. So when they come up to here, they just can go ahead and sign on it. But of course, right, you have all these Kappa members, right? All these frat brothers and stuff. You got Frank as a Kappa. You have Bartie as a Kappa. You have Kinlaw as a Kappa. You have Charlotte Moses' husband as a Kappa. So you have 3.5 Kappas talking for a contract for the other little frat brother, Thigpen, on there, right? So understand, look, this looks fishy. This looks like a conflict of interest. Hopefully it doesn't violate the Open Meetings Act. And you got a whole lot of things going wrong here, right? So they've agreed. I think he may have said part of it, but they're going to agree. They had an agreement to the 3,000 as the most he can get with $100 an hour. But for some reason, council said, no, we don't want that. They want to make it, right? If it was an issue with Val Tisano, the city attorney is doing it because she's going to be the subject of the thing. What needed to happen was they should have went over to the HR. The HR been doing this stuff before, right? I'm going to get to that in the closing on how everything normally is supposed to go. But normally your HR does this. HR hires, fires. That's what they do. She could have legally made the information, but, the process and paperwork, they could have signed off on the HR department. So she really didn't have to be a part of it. The attorney could have facilitated through the HR person. They talk to the HR person, and then they'll talk to them. So it's a lot of bull crap going on with the city, man. I'm just trying to show you what's going on. You have incompetent counsel. Now, what a lot of people are saying is that they have a lot of issues with some of the people, and they're too cowardly, right? Too cowardly to go ahead and look them in the eye and give them an actual evaluation. So now they want to use the taxpayers' money to go ahead and get Dr. Thigpen to go ahead and give them an evaluation. Let's go ahead and continue with the video council meeting.
Well, I was getting information from my learned colleague here about this. I thought that I was just instructed that we can't take any of this into closed session and come out and then vote on this, resolution, correct?
No, you can put.
We have to
Hello?
have
You
the
have
Open
to-
Meetings
you have to
Act
do it
pulled
in
up on
open
my.
session because you don't negotiate a contract
No.
in closed session. You
See, this is another part that all of you citizens need to watch this. They want to hide all of this shit from you. You got these old corrupt ass council members, in my opinion. You got Frank, Bartie, and all of them. They want to hide all this money from you. They want to abuse the money, in my opinion, because hell, you don't really need Dr. Thigpen to do this damn evaluation. Goddamn, the hide the money from you. They even want you to know about this shit, man. They had it worded so crazy that they didn't put it in the actual agenda. They put blanks on there so they could talk about it right now. Now they wanted to go to the closed section so they wouldn't be talking about the numbers, so you wouldn't even know the numbers. Even goddamn, what's a blatant violation that Councilmember Moses had a couple say, hey, I got the Open Meetings Act right here. So they doing a lot of suspect on the borderline of illegal things that you need to get rid of these clowns. That's why I'm here to give you this information so you can make an informed decision. So if you get one of these goddamn crash dummies up here, or hire their buddies, right? Their frat buddies, their buddies, is your problem, right? See, you get all these dumbass council members, frat brothers, they about 60, 70, 80, 90-year-old men acting like some goddamn clown-ass teenagers or in college. They think they still in school. They think they live in a motherfucking life. They have the midlife crisis, where they want to use these relationships and these group members and these clubs to go ahead and abuse the taxpayers' dollars. Let's go ahead on with this crap.
have to negotiate a contract. If you recall in your packet last time, I had some numbers, but I was told that you all would want to make the decision. So you would just come up with your hourly rate that you deem acceptable. You can speak with Dr. Thigpen and determine that. There was a couple of numbers that you all might have been looking at. You determine how the time frame that you need this work done and what not to exceed.
May I ask? Wait, go ahead, Councilwoman Holmes. Yes.
I think one of the things we may need to determine, and I don't know that anyone has spoken to Dr. Thigpen, but I don't know that this project would take over a week.
60 days.
How long?
I would say 30 days, 30 to 60 days.
I was thinking a shorter period of time. I'm not disagreeing with the amount of time. I'm just saying that it would take a shorter period of time to have it done.
Well, he has a work schedule, but I was just trying to work within his work schedule. But he can speak for him, I'm sure.
Would you approach Dr. Thigpen?
Oh, now see, one thing is they have a lot of this discussion that's being done outside of council. Now, this is another violation of means Act, saying he has a work schedule, trying to work in his work schedule. Hey, look. This is a problem with the council. They're discussing city business away from council. They want to hide a lot of these things from you, right? I know that may be inconsequential, but they need to have all of this stuff. If they go talk about it, they need to do all that through council, right? Do all that through council. And hell, if they want to talk about it right now. Don't wait. Don't hide the stuff where you hide the numbers. You don't want to do anything. It's a lot of bull crap going on over here. And they need to have some people come look at it. Yeah, they need to have some people come look at what they're doing over here at the city council.
Good morning, Mayor and Council.
Good morning.
Pleasure to be before you again. One thing I would say that Ms. Moses is familiar with this, and that this is a very tedious project. It's not so much the difficulty in doing the analysis, but the idea that it's an analysis that requires quite a number of data points, if you will, because you're rating each one of your appointees, and that ranges on those forms, if I recall correctly, anywhere from 35 to 50 areas. So, yes, it is not something that would be done within a week. I would say that 30 days is a reasonable period for that.
Okay. And I wasn't here before. Maybe Dr. Thigpen can answer, the attorney can answer. for services such as this, what is the normal hourly rate for a professional to conduct this for us? Have you anything in mind? What normally is, I know one councilman that just asked me to suggest a certain amount, but I don't know if what you have is in line with what he said.
Generally, professional service between $100, $125 an hour.
Okay, because and with all due respect, Councilman Jones just asked me to say $125 per hour, and so you just said it that was because he had to leave, but he did come over and say that was a suggestion that he wanted to put forward for the body. So that's done for consideration. We said fill in the blanks, attorney, for the time frame not to exceed 30 days. You said that's what you were saying. You always saying, okay, and if 125 per hour within the 30 days, I'm not a good mathematician on this, with 125 per hour, would we still be within the confines of the framework of $5,000 total for this contract? Not yet.
To not exceed $5,000.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if that time element goes over, and then you would have to.
Now look at this. Now let's now let's go ahead and reflect on what just happened, right? This has to be the most easiest negotiation I've ever heard of, right? I've ever heard or seen anywhere in any type of business, right? Basically, the doggone mayor just asked his frat brother, what do you want to get paid? Dr. Thigpen tried to make it look good and say between $100 and $125 an hour. Well, hell, our genius of a mayor, Mayor Thurman Bartie, right? Well, I was going to give $125. Well, Cal Jones said going to give $125. Now, these two, Mayor Bartie and Cal Jones, are two of the slower council members on the thing, right? They are more the incompetent ones on council. How in the hell you think that Councilmember Jones, Cal Jones, right, and seemed to happen to get it right with Dr. Thigpen was going to ask, right? What makes you think they got that right? These two angels are the last ones who's going to know what the person asked. It just happened to be that Bartie asked them, and Dr. Thigpen just happened to get it right with what Cal Jones wanted to ask him. Now, I don't know when he told him to ask him. See, if he told him to ask him before the meeting or sometime outside of the meeting, that's illegal. Obviously, they must have talked about it. It seems like they must have talked about it, because how in the hell you get right on the money? And Cal Jones is not really a rocket science, right? Rocket science. He'll even tell you that himself. But for some reason, Cal Jones just blurted out a certain number. And Dr. Thigpen just happened to get right on the money. $125 an hour. So $125 an hour. Well, $5,000, right? Divided into $125 an hour is 40 hours. Understand, this has, when Councilmember Moses has given this not to exceed $5,000. Look, all of this stuff has been, in my opinion, has been talked about before, right? All of this has been talked about before, because he's going to do $125 an hour for 40 hours of work. Now, what are the job duties? There's no job duty to discuss. What actually is he going to be doing? He's a facilitator, right? Quote unquote. But what actually does the facilitation mean? Because they don't want to let you know, because then you'll know how much of a bull crap this is right here. This is some bullshit, because they can get the HR department to do this for a lot cheaper and save taxpayers some money. And let's go ahead and listen to this. More of this clown circus. There's more of this clown show.
Come back for reconsideration. Am I correct on that, attorney?
Just like with any contract,
pass
you
that.
come back for reconsideration if you need to make
With
Yeah,
modifications.
there's some modifications on that. if that would occur. I'm just asking if that would happen. Go ahead, Councilman Kinlaw.
Hey, thank you, Mayor. And speaking with the attorney, maybe I missed something. Last meeting, you asked for some numbers, and I thought that we discussed that $100 not to exceed $3,000 on this particular contract. Did I miss something?
I gave you all a draft. If you
No. Did I miss something when you said that he agreed to that? Like you talked to him.
There was a discussion about that, and it's up for you all to determine. I had something written, and I think you all had talked about changing it to that. And then I was instructed because I'm the subject of it, one of the subjects of it, that I don't want to participate in a conflict, that you all wanted a blank line in and you'd make your decision. But we did have something in the document that was provided last time, if you refer to that document. And then you and I talked about a modification.
Right. Dr. Thigpen, do you think?
Now, there you go. These dirty son of a bitches, right? They had an agreement already. Their agreement was $100 an hour, not to go over $3,000, right? But they use excuse, well, Val, we don't like that. We go throw that out. They're going to make it up. Well, all they had to do, right? All they had to do was have Val instruct the HR person, have the HR person talk to Dr. Thigpen. That's all they had to do. That's all they had to do. And she wouldn't be having direct conversations with them. She'll just be facilitating the negotiations. So, hey, negotiations be going through the HR, so Val wouldn't have any direct communications with her. So she wouldn't be in any kind of conflict. See, this is how incompetent our council members are, right? And on turn, since they're so stupid, they think we as citizens are stupid. And that's why we need to make these clowns pay during the polls. Every time you see them, you should be talking to them about the trash not getting done, all of this trips they going on, all of these problems. They need to be reminded that they supposed to serve the citizens, not the other way around. Not the other way around, and we pay them to misuse us, right? So citizens, look at this, understand when you have questions of why things are not getting done, why they can't get trash done, why they can't do this, why they can't do that, why are they going on all these trips, why are they spending all this money, why are they trying to take over the EDC. It's because we let them get away with this trash and they need to pay. They need to have a hostile time while they're in council. They need to know that citizens are always looking at them. They're on their ass, especially about this money. They shouldn't be abusing this money like this, but when we have people on the payroll, that does this. Let's go ahead and finish up.
30 days, you can do this particular.
Yes.
In 30 days, would you need any more time than that?
No, 30 days should be sufficient.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor.
Mr. Mayor.
Okay, good. That's good. And did you have something?
I want to amend my motion.
I didn't even know you had made a motion, but I'm sorry.
I did.
Okay.
They don't know what the hell going on. Nobody knows shit. Nobody knows nothing.
I'd like to amend my motion to accept the resolution, but to amend it for the fill in the blanks of $5,000 for 30 days at a rate of $125.
Okay, and you accept that? Okay, I'm sorry. That is going real. That's why I was being facetious. Okay. We have a motion on the floor, an amended motion of Councilwoman Holmes. Go ahead.
My question is it up to $5,000 or is it $5,000?
Up to.
He said 5,000.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be clear.
Up to 5,000.
Up to 5,000.
Thank
So
you.
we would have a reconsideration if the time element or if the money not exceed
Not to
that.
exceed $5,000.
Yeah, you have to come back.
Thank
Correct?
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. We have any other questions on it? Okay, we ready to vote. All in favor? Any opposers? Okay, boom, the ayes have it. We would fill in those blanks and the contractual agreement. The legal department will get with you, I presume, expeditiously so that you may begin the process. I'd also like to let you all know I do have in my possession. Go ahead.
Because we're the subjects of it, I don't want to get into any kind of thing that I should not be into, conflictual, any
That's
kind
why I
of
said
conflict.
legal department.
So I will provide the contract.
Bartie, she is. Hold on. That's why I said legal department. Mayor, that is your city attorney, Val Tisano. The city attorney is head of the legal department within the city of Port Arthur. See, this is the type of crazy ass shit that we need to get the hell up out of here. Mayor Bartie has been a bust since he has been here, right? He clearly doesn't have a clue what he's supposed to do. So knowing that he doesn't have a clue, he just wanted to run shot through all this stuff, disregard any kind of common sense, procedure, anything, just to get through it. So he hoping that he's rushing through everything, nobody's going to stop him and ask him any type of questions. The quicker he can rush through this crap, the quicker he can get up out of here.
To the city secretary's office to be executed, and then you all may.
Okay, but she has something to do with it too, right?
Well, just to sign it, we'll email him a copy of it or give a copy to you,
Right.
and then
Okay,
you can
now,
execute it. But as far as any conversation, it needs to take place with the council.
Okay. Now, also, I have in my possession, in my office, the actual documents that would need to be turned over to Dr. Thigpen. Okay, they were locked in a file in my office. Since then, the agreements on the lock have
Mayor,
fallen out.
if I may, I don't think we're getting into the mechanics of that.
Okay,
now that once you have an executed agreement and you all have agreed to it, now you may deliberate with him in executive session regarding the manner in which you'll conduct
Okay,
it.
well,
But
and
you
we'll
had
do
to have
that.
a contract in place. So now this contract is between the council and Dr. Thigpen. You all can
Okay,
deliberate about how the process will take place. It's just that the contract could not be negotiated in executive
Okay,
session.
well, that's good. And once I discuss with them on what locksmith we'll get to count.
Now, I don't really understand what the hell he's talking about. The document. Well, I'll get into the documents, probably what I believe it is, but he has some type of documents to give the Dr. Thigpen that they put in there and locked, right? They probably got the evaluations already done, right? Locked up in there, so nobody won't see it. Nobody won't see the crap talking on what's going on. That's probably what they have going on right now. So this is crazy. That's probably what they saying on that. That's probably what Bartie's saying on that. They got so now they must have locked that joker, not so nobody won't find out who wrote what on each other, and now they need a locksmith
And get into the file because the lock came in. And I just wanted to say that openly because that is what happened.
So, Mayor,
Yes, sir.
our legal. So today in executive session, we meet with Dr. Thigpen on the logistics of how we want this to be executed.
Well, you can actually post, I guess, really for next time because the contract has to be signed and executed. And then at whatever meeting, now that he's officially on board, unless he wants to, once everything's processed, then y'all can meet with him and y'all handle everything,
So
as
the
a
meeting
group.
on the
Yeah.
15th, we have a meeting on the 15th.
Yeah, and then y'all can go. Once
then
it's
we could
executed,
meet-
he's officially on board.
So the posting today, I'm sorry.
If you all
Mayor,
want to
I'm
execute the contract, but first of all, we couldn't talk about having him in executive session because
Until we
you
got
haven't
a contract.
hired him yet.
Okay,
So
so-
now you've hired him, and that once he's
See, look at that. The mayor is so fucking crazy and out of his damn mind. He's not letting people talk. If he just shut the hell up and let these people talk, he could probably understand what the hell's going on. But he don't have no motherfucking clue, and he want to rush and do some crazy ass caveman barbaric shit that he's fucking up the whole council, right? He's making everybody look stupid, basically.
officially hired, you can meet with him in
Sounds like-
executive
okay.
session at your convenience.
Okay, good. Councilman Hall.
If you
Okay,
want to,
that-
if you
that
all
answers
want to
my question.
execute the
posting
contract,
today is not regarding that.
Look at that motherfucker, just everybody talking over each other. This is a fucking clown show. People, this is a clown show where everybody want to talk in front of each other. Nobody want to let anybody talk. And that's why you can't get shit done. And I think he has some campaign literature that says, keep Bartie, boy, y'all must be fucking crazy out y'all mind if y'all keep him understanding now what he's doing.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we're
no,
good.
Councilman Jones made the request, so I'm.
Yeah.
So it would follow.
He asked me to do it, and that's what I did. Okay.
If you want him to execute it today, once he's officially on board, then y'all can. That can happen on the same day, but he needs to make sure everything's executed first.
Did y'all want? Okay, if that can happen, there's no problem.
You just had to make the selection first.
Okay.
Okay.
So we can, for good fluid movement, we can do what you just suggested. And is that what you wanted?
Yes, it is, because I think we've postponed this for some
Long
time, and we'd like to see the process move forward. And if
So
that
you can
meets
come.
with Dr. Thigpen's approval, if he's comfortable with signing the contract today, so that we can, since it is posted on executive session to discuss.
Yeah.
Okay.
If that
you
meets
can-
his approval, of course.
Yes, I'm fine.
Well, if you remain, and then you can come in for executive session,
Okay.
and we could handle it. I can deal with the logistics on how we're gonna get it out.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you all. That's it. Okay. The next item is
Well, it's Crash Dummy Central, right? Port Arthur City Council. Now I'm gonna close. I'm gonna go ahead and what's basically what he's getting paid to do, right? The Dr. Thigpen said he had between 35 or 50. It's a tedious process, right? Between 35 or 50 points. Now, basically, what happens, right? Each of the council members have a sheet. They're gonna grade him on 5 points. Now, there's 7 council members, right? The 7 council members, there's 35 points. So what, 7 times 5. Each of them have a sheet of paper with 5 different points. So 7 times 5 is 35. Now, if it was 9 council members on there, right, back when he was working for it, if there was 9 council members, then it would be 45. So that's where he gets the 35 to 50 from. So understand, what he's basically going to do is get a sheet of paper of each of those evaluations. He is going to pretty much redact their name off of it, so to speak, and make it like he's grading them. Make it like he's grading them. That's basically all he's doing. Think about it. Where's he going to get the information from? He's going to get the information from the council members to grade him. Remember, he's not here. He's not working here. He doesn't have a clue of what they're doing. But what he's going to do is add up numbers. He's going to basically add up the points, each within 5 subjects that they're graded on, right? Each council member's got 5 sections. They're going to grade them, I think, between 1 through 5. And whatever those numbers is, he's going to do an average. 5 different numbers, going to add the 5 numbers up. Say, for instance, if all of them get 5, a highest grade is 5, right? 5 out of 5 sections is 25. So they're going to average that council member is going to have an average of a 5. So that'll be one council member gets a 5. And he's going to do that for the other 7 council members, right? And then once he does that, he's going to, after he gets each council member's sheet, scorecard, right, with the 5 sections, and after he averages each of those council members up, then he's going to average all of them up, and that's going to be their overall score from the council. Say, for instance, all of them give them, all council members average the city manager, right? The city manager's grade is a 5. So when you do it, all of them, so the whole council have graded them a 5. Now, let me be clear if I didn't explain it before. Like, the people that the council are going to be grading, the appointee is going to be like the city attorney, the city secretary, and the city manager. I don't know, and probably some of the other people that's in those departments that's working under them, maybe. But most of those ones that are on council, those are ones that they're going to do an evaluation on. So that's who they're actually going to be evaluating. So basically, Dr. Thigpen is going to be doing is adding all of this up. Now, when Bartie said that they have some documents where they have locked up where they can't find a lock, they got to hire a doggone locksmith. That's probably what happened. They already have that together. They want to give Dr. Thigpen the paperwork, let him just pencil whip it, and bam. Give it to the HR department so they can put it in their files. That's all they're going to do with it. The same thing the HR could have done. And then if they wanted to have clarity, they'll know, shit, they can get a receipt, they can get a copy of what the HR done, so they'll know exactly if they put in right. Say, for instance, Councilmember Moses gave one of them a 3, and they gave him an average of a 3. They'll have a doggone receipt. Not a receipt, but they'll know a copy of it. Hell, this is what I gave, and they can look at it and say, hey, this is what I gave him. Each council member can say, hey, yeah, that's the scores I gave the person. So it's no reason why we have to waste $5,000 of the taxpayers' money so they can hook up their frat brother with a goddamn job, with a goddamn little money, right? See, you have to understand these things, right? To understand that, hey, we've been doing this before through staff that's already being paid by the city. We have people that's paid by the city. We have HR already, right? HR is the one that can facilitate this. Like the city attorney, hell, you just facilitate that through HR. HR is not in the process of it, but hell, it doesn't matter. They don't need this. The city, the HR, all they have to do is add up the numbers. The council is doing the review, right? So they're just going to add up the numbers and get the sum of the numbers and get the average of the numbers. And that's going to be the score, and they're going to give it to the HR so they can put it in their files. That's all they're going to do. But Dr. Thigpen is going to get paid $125 an hour, their frat brother, to do this simple stuff. He's going to be basically adding up numbers and dividing numbers, getting a sum and an average. That's it. People, I do want to thank you for go ahead and staying tuned to the PA Political Revolution podcast, where I have to stay straight on their ass so we can somewhat get this city back to where it's supposed to be and what it's supposed to be and get in a better shape that we can prosper in the future. But I can't do it myself. I need everybody's help as far as keeping an eye on these crooks, on these alleged crooks on council. So until the next time, take it easy. Peace.